right, where's our reputation at now? Our reputation with the Galadhon? Oh, we've made it almost halfway. 9,700 of the 20,000 we need. Fantastic. I am going to run in here and sell some of the crap that I've been accumulating while killing this stuff. And we will see you when we travel further to the west and get some more reputation quests. So we will see you then.
My services are devoted to the fall of the enemy.
I just finished selling stuff, and I sold everything because according to the map, there are no task boards here in Lothlorien. So there's nothing you can... I keep pulling it up, you know, right here, the task stuff, and nothing lights up anywhere. So apparently there are no tasks available in Lothlorien to help increase your faction. So I sold back all the various skins and tusks and everything, and was about to ride off when I saw Helen here still had a
Welcome to Lorien. May I have a word with you?
ring over their head. So another reputation quest here for 700 reputation. The Fool's Letter. Perchance could you do me a discreet favor, Gnarlo? There is a woman I was supposed to meet by the Lady's Rest, just a short way southwest of the gates of Caras Galadhon, but I do not think I will be able to make it. I was hoping you could take this letter to her for me. Please forgive me for passing this upon you. I would never do so were the situation not so urgent. I have work to do now. Sure, we'll take that on. All right, the Fool's Letter. Deliver the letter to Adriminiel? What is her name? Adriniel. Oh my good. Adriniel. You know how I talked about before? I know I've mentioned in the past they talk about oh, what is his name? Glorfindel. One of the things that they use for one of the pieces of evidence that comes up about Glorfindel being the same Glorfindel from the First Age who battled against Morgoth and killed a Balrog, died while killing the Balrog and was reincarnated and brought back, you know, the only other person other than Gandalf who was brought back to life and sent back to Middle-earth. Part of the evidence they use for that is that, according to Tolkien, the elves never repeated any names. When you see something like Adriniel, maybe it would have been a good thing for them to start repeating names. Whew, that's a jawbreaker, as the dwarves would say. All right, off to the Lady's Rest it is. We've ridden back to the Lady's Rest. Ahead of us is Andoriniel, who we have got this letter for. Why don't we pull it up right quick, see if there's anything about this letter. Sealed letter. A sealed letter given to you by an elf to deliver to someone at the Lady's Rest in Lothlorien. Let us go talk to her. The one thing I have done while we were riding around is I did go into my options, go into the user interface, and I did turn on where it says show the trivial quest rings in your mini-map up here. Because I've noticed, you know, we're level 69 now. We are actually 4 levels higher than the level cap for Mirkwood. Mirkwood raised the level cap to level 65. So we're actually 4 levels higher than the level cap over there is. So needless to say, almost all the quests over here in Lothlorien, or all the quests in Lothlorien, that you can use to gain faction are all like level 50s, level 40s. So they all are trivial and they don't show up on our radar here. So in the interest of making sure we grab them and don't pass by any, I've got the trivial quests turned on, the trivial circles turned on. So we'll go to Andoriniel.
What news from abroad?
All right. Whew, tongue twister. What is this? A letter for me? I was not expecting anything of the sort. Very well, let me see what this mysterious message is all about. Enderiniel opens the letter and reads its contents, an expression of anger stealing across her face as she finishes the missive. How dare he! It has been over 20 years since I've been able to make the journey from Rivendell, and he has the gall to send a messenger in his stead? I shall send him a message that he shall not soon forget. Had Helen arrives. Enderiniel, wait. I am here. Please wait. I am sorry. I wasn't thinking clearly. I should have come sooner. Oh, really? Is that what you think? Perhaps after 300 years I have come to prefer the distance afforded by an impersonal letter delivered by a complete stranger. Please, let me make amends, my love. You know how hard this sort of thing is for me. Oh, get up, had Helen. If I did not truly love you, I would hardly take the time to berate you for your absurd behavior, now would I? No, I suppose you would not. Come then, my foolish elf, let us discuss your shortcomings in some more private setting, shall we? As you wish, my dear Enderiniel. Two things. Number one, did anyone else think that let's discuss your shortcomings in a more private place might have been a euphemism? Hey, hey. And completed the fool's letter. And number two, does anyone else think that anyone else happy that apparently many of the elves, the male elves, are just as henpecked as any human could be? All right, what happened here now? We had a whole bunch of stuff go kaboom. Let's see, burglar's tools at level 6, reputation went up to 700. Completed, ally of Lothlorien. Your reputation with the Galadhon has increased by 300, a new title bestowed on you. Gnarlo, guest of Lothlorien. New deed, defender of Lothlorien, 2 more silver branches and 10 turbine points. All right, let's see what happened. There's our 10 turbine points. Good. The deed completed. Complete quest in Lothlorien. So it doesn't actually make us an ally. See, this is a very misleading quest here. All we had to do was complete 10 deed, complete 10 quests in Lothlorien to get the ally of Lothlorien and the guest of Lothlorien title. Did give us 300 more reputation. They should have renamed that one. That is a bad name. The Galadhon of Lothlorien welcome you as an enemy of the orcs in Moria. Yeah, well, you should see what I did over there in Mirkwood. Yep. Deed bestowed. Defender of Lothlorien. All right, we need 15 more quests to complete Defender, at which part we'll get the title Guardian, and another 500. All right. So since we're not actually ally with Lothlorien yet, despite that, where are we at? We are now at 10,700. So 9,300 more faction points to go. Oh, he must have some shortcomings if y'all are back that quick. Woo! And that is all I'm going to say about that. Alrighty, on down the road, shall we, people? Alright, we have returned here. We are now at Talon Haldir. Haldir's Talon. Haldir's Flet here. Right on the shores of the Nimrodel. You can see it right down there. The Nimrodel that flows on past. There's the statue of Nimrodel right down there. On the other side is the Nanduhirion, or the Dimrodel, and the road that leads all the way up the valley back to the Dimrel Gate of Moria right up yonder. So as you see, we've come here. This is one of the first places we had to go, and one of the first places you had to go to be allowed into into the Golden Wood, actually. We've come back because there's a few quests here that we can do. We're going to talk to Haldir, Hadroneth, and Matheron. So let us talk to Hadroneth first. She's got a quest for us.
A shadow falls beyond Lothlorien. against which we must be prepared.
Down from the mountains. I have never seen the orcs like this, Gnarlo. They pour from the gates of Moria as they have not done in years, and establish camps and outposts all along the road between here and there. If you would be a friend of Lorien, you must help us discourage the orcs from this endeavor. Seek out these enemies to the northwest and defeat them wherever you find them in Nandhuhirion. The more orcs you slay, the safer it will be the road between Lothlorien and Moria. Their boldness worries me greatly. So we need to kill 10 orcs between here and the gate of Moria. Easy enough. And 1,200 faction. Very nice. That's a very good quest to pick up for our faction quest here. I am believing that we may actually be able to get all the faction that we're going to need in 1 day's worth of playing here. This is one of those things where I need Mind Fiend. Need Mind Fiend here. He is the faction enthusiast of the group, shall I say. You've heard me comment before about the fact that he, in about a 1 month period, he has achieved ally with just about everyone west of the Misty Mountains. It has been incredible. I don't know if there's any group that he has not achieved a top faction with yet. Very impressive. All right.
Carry a moment and speak with me.
Metheron. Cruel weapons of Moria. The orcs of Moria seem to be a limitless supply, Gnarlo, but the weapons they wield seem to be much less available. Every sword or axe we take from them is an orc we render defenseless, if only for a short time. The orcs have established camps to the northwest along the road that runs through Nandhuhirion, Uruk-Gashan, Dru-Gamath, and Athmadathul. Journey to these 3 camps and steal any of the weapons you find within. I will not forget any of your deeds against the orcs that have invaded Nandhuhirion, so perilously close to Lothlorien. So not only do we get some soup and some, I guess we'll probably choose the Heritage Rune of Power, maybe the Copper settings, but more like the Heritage Rune. This is another one that will give us 1,200 reputation. So we need to collect 5 orc weapons. Very nice. And let us see what Howdir has to say.
We may have need of your help, if you offer it willingly.
The Goodwill of the Galadhon. Oh, that is a small fellowship. Small fellowship. Huh. Bring Celeborn's letter to Hrolfur. We do not often welcome strangers within our borders, Gnarlo. Let me see. The Norks passing closer. Dwarves are not secure. You will find an important dwarf oversees much of what. He did not wish to speak to our messenger, but you have a reputation. He will listen to you. Hasten, bring him this note. All right, let's see. It looks like I'm not sure why it's a small fellowship, other than the fact that maybe they're thinking that only a small fellowship back whenever this quest came in could make it to that dwarf. Maybe that's it. Maybe you don't actually complete it until that dwarf sends you on a battle or something. We'll still do it and see. We do not often welcome strangers within our borders, Gnarlo, but here we shall make an exception for you. Lady Galadriel is aware that you are recently come from Moria, where you have done much to help secure the dwarves' footing there. She bade me not to hinder your crossing of the Nimrodale. You are welcome to take refuge in our Talon and share of our provisions, for I must speak with you at length on a serious matter. You may have noticed that orcs are pressing closer and closer to Lothlorien, fairest of elven homes, and that there are plots and stirrings in Moria to set all the free peoples in this area ill at ease. It is therefore crucial that the dwarves hold fast in their newly reclaimed home. Their coming was an unforeseen blessing at a most fortuitous time. Our enemies' eyes are divided, with stout warriors and builders shaking the walls of their dark haven. But the dwarves are not secure. They need our help. In the Chamber of the Crossroads you will find an important dwarf who goes by the name of Hrolfur. He oversees much of what the expedition endeavors to accomplish. He did not wish to speak to our messenger, but you have reputation as a hero among the Iron Garrison. He will listen to you. Hasten to him if you will, and bring him this note. I want you to help the dwarves as a token of goodwill from the Galadhon. We'll accept it. We'll see what happens. Bring Celeborn's letter to Hrolfur. Can we read it? To Hrolfur, I ask that you read this letter in full if you do not like the messenger. For there is much that I must bring to light before your eyes. I know that you do not seek our friendship, but pray understand that this age is changing in a most violent manner, and soon. Now that is not the time to harbor old resentments. Do not spurn my offer of aid after you have heard what I have to say, for I believe it will be of great benefit to the folk of Bozy and Broger. I ask you to recall the doors of Durin, and the words they spoke are that they are torn from their hinges by the fell creature of the Black Pool. Speak, friend, and enter. An elvish riddle answered by an elvish word, Melon to my kindred, friend in the common tongue. The elves of Eregion were reckoned friends to you very long ago. My memory is long indeed, and I know the potential of Moria beyond what your folk can fathom at this juncture. Two crucial things have been lost in the fall of Durin, and until these are restored to you, your worthy folk will be blundering in the dark, struggling ever against the evil that has taken root in the halls of your fathers. I ask you now to look upon this Moria that is remembered by the elves. It is filled with crisscrossing light beams that leap hither and thither from hall to hall, such a light as to blind the creatures who walk so boldly in places where they do not belong. Imagine also the ceaseless hum of water-powered wheels, spinning over to power forges and systems, allowing the dwarves to achieve impossible deeds with their great powers of crafting. Lumulnar was the Hall of Mirrors, and Naladum was the deep place where the water wheels turn. These two systems now lie dormant, and I surmise from this that evil has settled there, as with many of the once fair places of this world. I have sent you someone who wishes to help you restore Moria to its former power and glory. We shall both benefit equally from your presence as our new neighbor. Indeed, your coming could not have occurred at a more fortuitous time. The elves of Lothlorien are at your service. We seek to renew the friendship of old. This is the time for the good-hearted free folk to cast aside their differences and join against the discord that threatens to cover us all in darkness. Celeborn. All right, so we will see. He might. I said, I don't know if we're going to get the faction just for taking the letter there, or whether it's going to be that we're going to have to then go into like a small fellowship quest, small fellowship battle perhaps, down in the waterworks and in the Hall of Mirrors. That's a possibility as well. We'll have to see. In the meantime, we are going to continue on this way. We're going to see about killing some of those 10 orcs in Nanduhirion. Collect the 5 orc weapons. And I'm also going to pop over here to this camp and see if there are any... see if any of the old faction quests that used to be over here, back whenever you had to achieve a acquaintance faction. Remember y'all talked when I first came to Lothlorien all that time ago, talked about how you had to have acquaintance faction across the river or the Galadhon would fill you full of arrows. Obviously that's not the case anymore. That got changed in a later update, because I guess people just couldn't be bothered anymore to do that on all their alts. Plus, they want to make sure that you could actually get through Lothlorien to get over there and do the epic quest, because they always want to make sure the epic line is available to the free players. You don't actually have to buy any of the quest packs in order to follow along on the epic line. Ooh, I see some rings. But when it was that you had to actually complete and get acquaintance standing, there were some quests that you could do over here that would help you achieve that. Let's see if any of them still remain.
Will you help me?
Hunt protected deer in Lorien for deer meat. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah. Bad dwarf. Bad dwarf. Okay. Kelaguen.
Greetings. If you have a moment, I have need of your assistance.
Lucky the arrow that kills twice. The orcs of Mori are numerous, Gnarlo, and have become bolder than ever in recent days. Some of them have even managed to pass the border of the wood, though none of them will ever come again out of Lothlorien. The sharp eyes of the Galadhon are quick to discern passage of the orc host, and any orc so found cannot be expected to live for long. But there are so many of the vile creatures that the arrows of the Galadhon will be in short supply before much longer. Look for orc corpses along the border of the Golden Wood east of here, and recover arrows from their bodies. Do not get too near the border, for the Galadhon may shoot you from hiding if they did not know you. See, there was a warning. This is one of the quests. Both of these guys have quests that you go up and down the Nimrodel here. But, yeah, you had to be careful, because if you wandered too far away from the bank of the river, you'd get filled full of arrows. Stray not too near the border if you value your life. So we need to collect 5 arrows from orc corpses near the border there. And what was the reward? How many? 1,200 reputation. Yes, indeed. I like these 1,200s. Dindirith.
Will you aid the Galathriem?
Orcs curse their foul feet. Orcs have been trying to enter the Golden Wood for the past several days, Gnarlo, and though they are killed by the arrows of the Galadhon before they get very far, still there's grievous damage done. Curse the foul feet of the orcs. Their passage across the swift-flowing Nimrodel has dirtied its clean waters. The encrusted filth of their boots collects on the banks of the stream, and the song of the Nimrodel is made the more sorrowful for it. Travel north and south along the stream and collect the filth left behind by the orcs' passage. Bring it to me and we will dispose of it, and Nimrodel will run clean once more. So there we have to collect orc filth from the branches. Another 1,200? Another 1,200. Uh-oh, get more slots. Wow. Okay, it looks like I have filled up my quest journal. Isn't that a laugh? Wow. So I have got 53 of 53 active quests. Okay, well, honestly, we can get rid of some of these old ones that are in the past. Yeah, like a righteous recovery. Collect the stolen crates, collect the half-orcs. Yeah, let's cancel that one. There we go. I don't think we need to do a level 25 quest in my least favorite zone. We'll get rid of enemies of the Glane. And let's get rid of Sever the White Hand while we're at it too. Okay. That gets us a few more quest slots open.
Have need of your services.
And we're gonna grab the quest, curse their foul feet. Alright, let's head on over here to the banks of the Nimrodel. As I said, I've spent many a day crossing back and forth along the banks here. Being very careful not to go too far. You know, you couldn't go too far up that way. Because if you did, you would end up getting shot full of arrows. I do miss those days. There was always be a couple of Galadhon guards standing right up there in the little openings. Just to help serve as a warning to you. Alright, let's look for orc corpses. The other thing was, whenever we were doing this at the time, these creatures here, like what's he? He is a level 60. And they would attack you. You know, you are getting attacked by you'd have to either dodge or get attacked and fight. Not only did you have to worry about dying from elf arrows, but you also had to worry about fighting all these little frickin' hawks along the way too. Alright, so as you see, we're just gonna go along the shore, clean up the orc filth, find the orc corpses, and there are 5 corpses along the thing. There are only 5 of them. So you want to be sure to collect them all. If you miss one, if you get to all the way back down to the end and you're short a corpse, well, you know you need to turn around and come back. Because you obviously missed one somewhere. Alright, more orc filth. And that's all the orc filth we need. Now just keep looking for those corpses. Strange that the orc filth looks just like the piles of vomit and filth that you find at the Yule Fest coming up here in a couple of months. That's disturbing. That's very disturbing. Makes me start wondering, you know, it's bad enough that the mayor of the town. Did I get that one? Alright, I did get that one, okay. Just wondered why it hadn't faded out. A little bit of a glitch there. It's bad enough that the mayor of the town had decided to throw in his lot with the forces of Saruman. Had made the deal with the forces of Saruman there. But when you look at the fact that he also, here's two more right over here, that he has apparently also decided to serve orc filth. Can be rather troublesome. Alright, another corpse. And then we're going to look for the last one of them. Now, if I remember right, number 5, which is just down here a little ways, was the most dangerous one. Because I think it's on this bank and up a little ways. If I'm remembering correctly. So it was always the most dangerous one to go across. Because you had to watch out, one, there's that patrolling archer that you've seen that goes back and forth along this shore. And it was also the thing where, you know, you could get up to it, but if you traveled too far up, you get filled full of arrows from all the people in the talons up here. See, there's a green hawk right there. That's a couple of hawks right there that are still green to us. Still high enough level to aggro on us. Where is the other orc corpse at? Yep, see, there's one of the archers. A reminder of the days whenever the elves in this place were as dangerous to you as the orcs on the other side were. Alright, where is that last orc corpse? I want to say it was up this way a little bit, but I could be mistaken. Let's head back down to the actual banks of the river and take a look. And when I find it, I will obviously rejoin with you. Here we go. Here's the orc corpse. I knew it was in a deadly location. As you see, it was right up here, so close to these damn sentinels and that Galadhon archer there. So close to them. You had to be really careful getting this one. And why have I suddenly locked up? There we go. Woo! That one took a bit. Alright, it's back to the camp. So if they change this, does falling water actually give you falling damage now? It used to be you could fall any distance. There have been a number of times that I've leapt off of cliffs and fallen into the water down below to get away from some patrolling mobs that were chasing after me. A train that was too large back in the day. They actually fixed it now so that water's realistic and hurts you when you land in it. Or am I just bouncing off the bottom? Am I hitting a shallow spot and bouncing off the bottom there? Alright, back into the encampment. Let us complete these, and they should be repeatables. Both of them, these two should be dailies as well. As I said, I have done it many a time trying to work up my faction so that I could enter into Lothlorien there. With old Glenorin. Alright, Caliguen.
Welcome to the Golden Wood.
Very good, Gnarlo. The elf arrow that kills more than one orc is a lucky arrow indeed.
Three-eyed Rondir, stay a moment and speak with me.
Forgotten they gave you more. Oh, and there's a text from my wife, so I will have to get back with you in just a moment here.